It's the first time I see your painting. I really discover it. And can you explain us about your paintings and this, in a sense, this feeling of colors and of a big space also, and what is your purpose and way of working and painting?
You know, it's very hard to explain or to tell a story about each painting, which means if I have to explain, they are not a piece of art. They must be history or illustration, you know. I can tell you the general way of the process of the way I work it, you know, because when I work in each canvas, first of all, I don't paint exactly in one canvas. So I have several canvases at the same time, and then I go which painting he wants me to dialogue, you know. For me, it's not like a job, it's a kind of dialogue. It's like you listen music and then you want to dialogue with the song. Sometimes it's about your life, the music, sometimes about somebody, you know, something with the color and the form when I play. So this kind of conversation with the paintings sometimes bring it natural, organic. So if I do it deliberately, that's the kind of illustration. That's not for me a piece of art.
So it's a kind of in-process creation where all the canvas can dialogue. Yeah. So
it's a subconscious drive. It's a subconscious drive, and then with the subconscious drive, there is a lot of emotional intensity of the way you want to work, the ups and downs of your life, you know, the stress you have, the happiness, the love, everything together. But I want them to come not from the conscious mind.
Yes,
I want them from the subconscious mind. That's what makes it more interesting, the painting, because if you do what you love or what you want to do just consciously, it will be different. If you try to just remember your memory of your great time, bad time, love time, you know, hard time, from the subconscious, it was really different, but it's a truth one, probably. So that kind of conversation I'm trying to create, it makes me surprised. Sometimes the way you do it with passion, something you will bring, and that person, that passion connected, you will come one day.
It's interesting because we create also our own images, like because we are what we are with our own history and so on, and with the connection with our environment. But I like it very much also because of the contrast of colors and your work about the red, and it's like fire because you put some yellow in. This orange red is very particular. You know, it's a very particular color, like very unique.
Yeah. What I want to explain you, I mean, it's like, look the way I try to explain it now after I paint it. Not before I paint it. I don't know before I paint it.
Yes.
But after I paint it, when I see it, when I see somebody, I don't always understand why people love my painting, why people love to buy this painting, why people they put a lot of money in that painting. You know, it is a question sometimes. Because I do it from my passion, people they want it, okay, but there is link between the person in this painting and me. There's three, you know, things connected together. So this is the kind of thing I've seen with some collectors, because when you something buy you like the most, maybe you just buy the object, but the object belongs to you. You know, the object belongs to you, not naturally, but subconsciously, instinctively. It has a major link with your destiny, your life, whatever you name it. It's like a basic necessity of humanity for me as an artist. Like everybody wants in everyday life basic necessity like food, air, drink. For me, it's like plus painting. So I have to do it every day because it's a very part of the oxygen for me to settle my mind, you know, to get relaxation. It's a kind of meditation also. It is a kind of inspiration when I work that. So I'll get more inspired and meditate and doing so.
And Do you consider your painting as belonging really to your epoch, you know, to your time?
Yes, right? Yes. You know, the paintings are mostly, they show who am I as an artist, when I live, where I live, you know, which part of the world I share. And it shows that the present time, the present moment, how I describe myself through my work, you know. If you see most of the works, in general, just if you have just one glimpse of shot with your eye, you see the African earth, the African warmth of nature, of the color, the earth, the soil, you know, and the people. This kind of painting, these are the titles, like gold mining, okay? The title of this painting is like gold mining, but I found the title after the painting. I don't find the title before the painting. Mm-hmm. So it is like when I just work, it's like I'm excavating, you know, something deeper and deeper. And I work a lot in this painting. I destroy it and create it, I destroy it and create it. I go more depths, you know. When you find a gold, you can't find it in the surface. You can't find it 2 meters, 5 meters. You have to dig a lot deeper. So the reason, you know, I call it, you know, gold mining, it's the same process like I went through. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like when you excavate gold, you go very deep in the earth. When I discovered this painting through a lot of, you know, conscious, subconscious drama, I go deeper and deeper to dig it out like a gold. That's why I call it gold mining. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the opposite of this, you have a painting. The title of this painting is the New World Map. This is, I found it like the same way after the process, after the work, after the painting almost finished. I've seen the world is more and more to me like this.
So you're talking also about a vision, because I was wondering, I know you're working with your subconscious, so when do you decide the painting is finished? Is it because it's creating something like a vision, or what is it exactly?
No. As I told you, it is a very much interesting dialogue, which I cannot explain it in words, because I don't decide, okay, to end the painting. The painting decides to stop me from doing anything more. So it doesn't matter, you can see a white canvas here, not touching. You know, I went through a lot of academic school, so I know the color, the composition, the structure, how to draw, paint. But when you do this kind of contemporary, modern, abstract, okay, there is something you can combine your school thoughts, your general knowledge, your artistic creativity, and by just destroying, sometimes I creating. Okay, when I destroy, I felt I create something, because destruction is part of the creation of something different form. So that's what this kind of messy up and down thing of objects, of forms, I call them the new world map. For me, it's like this. The whole world is shaking every day, like a volcano. Political, economical, and so many things, social things. So this is, I call it the new world map. I hope the world map will be changed to this way.
Séverine, bon ben, heureux de te rencontrer, bonjour, tu vois.
Mais alors, on s'était vu, tu sais, il y a 20 ans à Canton, quand je travaillais avec Changuerua. On s'est peu rencontrés, mais j'ai un souvenir de toi, avec Dominique Desjeux, Changuerua. J'avais donné des cours de sociologie à la fac de Canton.
Ouais, super.
Et alors, ce que j'aime beaucoup, c'est que tu m'as fait découvrir Zaouki.
Ah, c'était la rétrospective
de Zaouki. Et là,
ouais.
quelque part, grâce à toi, je découvre Fikru. Et je suis une fan des grands formats, de la couleur,
c'est incroyable alors, d'accord.
Des sensations.
Ah, moi, je suis très
donc,
heureux,
on ne se connaît pas bien,
mais si,
il y a, et là, le premier jour, c'est mon premier jour ici, et je rencontre Fikru, et je rencontre ces grands formats et ce dialogue. Voilà.
Et tu te souviens, kabuki, les grands formats, les triptyques et tout ça.
C'est magnifique.
On avait ouvert les caisses la nuit.
Ouais.
Et le matin, on avait même peur de tomber dans les caisses tellement c'était énorme, l'effet de la peinture. C'est les grands formats jaunes, les triptyques. Et Zabuki était venu à l'époque. Sa première épouse avait été cantonaise.
D'accord, c'est ça.
Pour moi, c'est l'un des moments. C'était l'année 98, ça.
Ouais.
Et c'était le moment clé en Chine. Et il y avait le séminaire aussi, le premier séminaire interculturel franco-chinois.
Exactement, j'y avais participé à la fin en fait.
Mais voilà, ça va me
Donc
revenir.
je suis reliée à ça, mais on s'est rencontrés très peu. Moi je me souviens de toi parce que tu avais le statut, moi je ne l'avais pas. Voilà. C'est aussi simple que ça.
Mais c'est affreux, tu vois. Mais d'être cloué à un statut comme ça, tu sais.
Mais non, mais ce qui m'avait frappé,
c'est
que tu m'avais fait découvrir de Wookie. Voilà. Et puis Marion qui est.
Est-ce que tu te rappelles de François Chang? Il était venu au séminaire aussi avec
la pensée chinoise joyeuse, évidemment. Moi, je suis une fan de
François
Chang. Il y a aussi
Anne Chang qui venait d'écrire son livre sur l'histoire de la pensée chinoise.
Oui, tout à fait.
C'était comme un bébé d'ailleurs, on avait le faire et tout ça à l'époque. Il y avait Dominique Desjeux et il y avait aussi Joël Toraval.
Joël Toraval qui est un sinologue qui travaille à l'EHESS ou à l'INALCO. Et oui, tout à fait, qui est un grand spécialiste.
Et à Guangzhou, dis donc, tu vois, c'était de belles années, ça, c'est super.
C'est bien ce qu'il fait, c'est joli.
C'est bizarre le temps qui revient, tu vois. Et mes deux grands souvenirs de l'époque, c'est cette année 98. Puis j'avais mes enfants qui m'avaient rejoint à l'époque aussi. 14 juillet, ils étaient tombés dans la piscine.
Moi j'avais dansé avec Thomas.
Ouais, tu avais dansé avec Thomas qui était tout petit. Il avait valsé dans la piscine, je me rappelle, de notre peine. Et on avait été faire du cheval. On avait dansé sur les tables des cafés du Xinjiang à l'époque. Et puis on avait une vie frénétique. C'est la Chine de l'époque. C'était l'ouverture, c'est comme la débâcle, l'ouverture des glaces, tu vois.
Moi, j'avais même travaillé dans un bar. Tu vois, à un moment, j'étais manager un bar avec un Hongkongais très louche où il y avait plein de prostituées.
Ouais, c'est ça. Est-ce que tu avais connu Chentong? La librairie Borges.
Non.
On allait écouter des concerts de rock à l'époque.
Non, mais moi, je suis restée peu, en fait. Je suis restée 4-5 mois.
Ah oui, d'accord.
Suffisamment pour nouer une relation avec Marion. Ou 6 mois, j'ai dû venir 2 fois.
Et elle avait des cheveux comme ça à l'époque. Et je me rappelle un jour, la première fois que je t'ai vu, toi, c'était un concert, le premier concert de jazz qu'on faisait à Tsongshan Taishui. Il y avait 2000 étudiants, et il y avait, comment il s'appelle, le clarinettiste, là, et puis Daniel Hubert, qui est l'un des meilleurs batteurs. Et Daniel, il est costaud comme Jean-Marc, là, quoi, énorme. Et un jour, il arrive, on avait loué une batterie avec du sparadrap dessus. Les Chinois m'avaient vendu une batterie avec du sparadrap. Et en plein truc, je vois des Hubert qui me regarde, il prend sa batterie comme ça, il la casse et il la jette. Tellement il était en colère, quoi, tu vois. C'était la première fois que les Chinois assistaient à un concert de jazz. C'est dingue. Et c'est la première fois que je t'ai vu. J'étais à côté d'Yaling qui était peintre. Et Yaling peignait torse nu, je pense. Étoile.
I believe the freedom of the opportunity and the freedom of being out of Ethiopia, it gives tremendous value for my work because I learned through a process in Europe, in the US, especially in Paris when I stayed 10 years in Paris. And I've seen a lot of museums and a lot of art exhibitions during the 10 years of my stay. And it has dramatic impact to develop my work, to see my work comparing with other artists, to create a challenge against the artists I've seen. So that kind of travel and just my stay, the way I live in Paris the last 10 years, it has dramatic impact on the change of the works. Yeah.
What is the period covered by the paintings here?
Most paintings are
recent,
they painted in Ethiopia, but except very few in Paris. But the general knowledge is okay. At the beginning, I'm an Ethiopian artist when I was young, So I was finished school, we have academy school. I paint like every Ethiopian artist, like figure drawing. I traveled to the US for my education, and in the university where I go, I didn't be satisfied and I drop out and go out of the college. It was a very tough time at that time for me, but I went to New York, I went to different cities in the US, Virginia. I did one exhibition in Maryland, in Washington DC, and in a different part of these exhibitions, they give me a lot of value to understand who I am and then to develop my works. So when I moved to Paris again, and another 10 years in Paris, Paris is totally, it has a very big change in my work. The impact of all these great artists, to see them in different museums and galleries, and it has a knowledge subconsciously developed in my mind, and then it helped me to keep my identity, but to develop it in an international level. Okay, so those are big artists now. Some names they were exhibiting, and my works are displaying now in Paris.
Yeah,
with this artist. Yeah, interesting.